We put together a whole team of people doing the social media on that project, and we were really deliberate about it from the get-go. I think a lot of times people take social media and they turf it off to their interns with no direction whatsoever, because they're like, oh, you're young, you know how to do that social media stuff with the Facebook or whatever. So we take it pretty seriously here, and we had a meeting to really talk about who our various audiences were, outline some of the messages, the bigger categories of content that we think would be helpful to share. And we talked about the tone we wanted to set. We set some guidelines. And then for a while, we designated who was kind of, we jokingly called it driving the social media car. So who was kind of at the helm at various times during the week to be monitoring what was coming in through social media and putting messages out and really conversing with the community. That setup really helped us keep track in an organized fashion and not overblast the network. So for a while, when we first started, we did monitor what the interns were sharing, and just to make sure that we were setting the right tone. And actually, even though we had multiple people, having a unified voice, which was really important to us. And it didn't take too long before we had everybody on the same page, and we felt really good about kind of letting them loose. And I guess my advice to anybody who's doing a social media campaign is just really think about all aspects of it at the very beginning and talk it through with your team so you're all on the same page. It's not to be taken for granted. And another piece of advice that I heard, this isn't my advice, but I think it really works, is to think about social media as being everyone's job. So even if there's somebody on your team who has no idea how to post something on Facebook or doesn't understand what a hashtag is on Twitter or anything like that, they can still be looking for good content and messages for you to share. Somebody else can package it in an appropriate way for those tools and decide when to send it out, but just everybody having their finger on the pulse of what you want to share, I think, is really helpful.